Welcome, my friends. Welcome to another edition of ForceCenter Now. We're owning it. We're calling it that. No disrespect to Rachel Mehta at all. This is live on a Friday, but you might be listening a little bit later in the audio version. If you are, let us know. And if you're watching later on YouTube, leave a comment down below that you're part of the replay crew. That's not a thing. You don't get a T-shirt, but you maybe we'll make it one. Maybe we'll make it one. We are going to have a lot of fun today talking about your favorite Star Wars ships. And I realize in my haste to get the link out the other day, I did open this up to romantic ships. That's not what this is about today. It's about spaceships and vehicles too. And yes, as Adam Knight points out, this is the answer already taken is the greatest answer of all time on Star Wars Ranked, which is Jen Landa's love of the Coruscant taxi. So that one's already taken. But if you want to call in and back the play of that choice from Jen Landa, go ahead and do it. Cat Knapsack with you here. As you can see, my graying face is here. Joseph Scrimshaw's out today. Jennifer Landa, always tough to check in on Fridays, but she sends her regards as well. Thank you to everyone who watched our show on, when the hell was that? Monday. Monday, we went live with Alex and Molly Damon celebrating 10 years of Star Wars Explained, ForceCenter, and essentially like 10 years of Force Awakens as well, which is something we've been looking at here. Thank you all. One of our highest viewed streams in a while, and we love that. And some people suggested, I saw some great comments, but we should do that more often, like a once a month cross streaming to both channels. I'm game. I just don't want to put more plate on the work of the other four people involved in the show. So there we go. Good to have you all checking in here. This is a call-in show, which means if you this is in fact this would be a really boring show if I just started listing off my favorite ships and vehicles that I've talked about for 10 years. I want to hear yours. That's what this show is about. ForceCenter Now is all about you in the moment, sharing the vehicles, the ships, and the moments around them that connect with you as well. So you can call in by becoming a Patreon supporter at patreon.com/ForceCenter. That is where the link is. I don't put it in Discord just because there's a little, there's a wrinkle where sometimes you can still be in the Discord, even if you're not a Patreon supporter. We don't stop the leak. We don't stop it. We're okay to have you there, but I want to award and reward Patreon supporters. So the link is on Patreon. It is live now. It is working because I have 2 calls queued up. As always, the business is it's video. So if you want your face on the screen, keep your camera on, and I'll see that in the queue, and I'll bring your face on. If you just want audio because you're in a spot where you can't, the camera's not working, or, you're in line at the grocery store, or you're Michael McCarcel driving home, you just go audio, and we'll do that. I kid Michael McCarcel. He's going to turn on me, but I think that's one of the greatest ForceCenter moments. Also, I will address, first comment coming in here, or there's several comments coming in. Horizon Brave, good to see you here again. Ken, I'm sure you've heard the news. There's a new pod racer game announced last night. Yeah, the Game Awards. I was live on the air last night for the Blathering. ForceCenter fans, why aren't you hanging out with us at the Blathering on my own channel? I'm just going to be aggressive about it. Subscribe to my YouTube channel and come hang out with us live on the Blathering. We were talking about the fate of the Old Republic game, and then I was complaining that there's no goddamn pod racing game like I've been asking for over 10 years, and they announced it a few minutes later. I don't know if it's exactly the thing I wanted, which is a full-on franchise mode where you can manage a race team, but it looks interesting. I wanted it just to be pods, but I like the idea that there's swoop bikes and other things. So I manifested it. I manifested it, as Willis said. Yeah, no, Horizon Brave, you've been to the Blathering. Detective McCarcel says, in my defense, I was driving on the interstate with little traffic. I don't know about that, Detective McCarcel. I don't know about that. Anyways, if you have questions about the game, those game announcements, you want to ask them today, I understand that. That's good. But we're going to save most of that for the live news show Monday, where me, Joseph, and Jennifer can all weigh in on it. I am cautiously optimistic about both games. That's I'll tip my hand there a little bit. I have not truly loved a Star Wars video game. That includes the Lego games since 2017's Battlefront 2. And I've enjoyed all aspects of the other games, but they've fallen short for me. So I am cautiously optimistic on these games. And as someone who never touched the Knights of the Old Republic, I do want Old Republic modern canon stories. I don't know if the game is fully canon. I'm not going to get those weeds right now, but I'm talking about the new game, not Knights. I've been wanting Old Republic stuff now to finally kind of like, hey, let's get into it. Let's go there. Let's play around in that era. It's an interesting era, but I never touched Knights of the Old Republic. So I'm open to it. All right. Some great comments coming in here already. Thank you, Oliver, for the nice comment there. Scotty says, Ken liked the Star Wars chapter in Fortnite. I did. Yeah, I did. Does that count, Scotty? Yeah, in a way, the Fortnite chapter, the Star Wars chapters, I've played a few now. I've been playing Fortnite again regularly for so long. I've been through a few Star Wars seasons now. And yeah, there might be the more fulfilling Star Wars games for me. So sorry, not sorry. Let's get to our first call. I'm just gonna, I just spent the last 2 hours talking with him, but I miss him already. So let's bring in Alton Diaz, checking in, formerly of Octo Radio, which sounds too close to Octo Radio. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing all right. Formerly and currently. It's never formally ended. It's just.
You can still listen. Oh, you're like one of those NFL players who doesn't file retirement paperwork, and you're hoping that the Colts call you to play quarterback, but they get a grandpa who's retired.
That's not the metaphor I would have chosen. I think more of it like I was Prince in the celebration, and now I'm gonna be Prince in the new power generation. Okay. Like I'm just gonna change the vibe.
Okay,
but it's still essentially me.
You were Jefferson. Like, you were Jefferson.
Conan shows. It's like Conan on TBS.
Yes, you're Jefferson Airplane, and now Jefferson Starship, and then we all end up just becoming Starship. Okay, got it.
100%. You're already Starship.
Yeah, happy belated birthday to you. It was your birthday this week. Scotty from the Bombed Cast says hello. All right, let's get right to it here. Alden, your favorite Star Wars ships, and actually, I got to think. In all the years I've known you, and all the drinks I've had with you in hotel lobby bars, I don't think I know your favorite Star Wars ship.
This is not a topic that because we're always talking about like themes and stuff. We're always trying to be like English professors about it. It's very rare that we're like, what hilt do you like? What blaster do you like? Actually, I don't know the answers to any of those.
We should do that more.
Really.
Yeah,
we should do that more. We'll do that.
Yeah.
So I sat down literally with a couple of hot dogs, then realized I didn't miss my chance to call. So I was not planning to call, but I wanted to be the one that got to say this answer before anyone. The N1 Starfighter.
Oh, yeah.
All-time favorite ship. I was the perfect age for that to be as mythically important as an X-Wing or a TIE in my consumption of it. So that's important. That like it existed on the same level as them.
I love this. I think this is going to be a popular answer. And by the way, this isn't a contest. So if you're out there listening, you're like, crap, Alden took my answer. No, Alden has his answer. You call in with your answer. If it's the N1, I want to talk about it some more. I love this. This is a great answer. I love celebrating this ship, and I love the different perspectives. I think you're right. I want to hear more details about your perspective on the N1. But for me, it was definitely one of those things of all of us in circles outside the Winnetka Pacific Theaters going, I don't know about that movie, but those starfighters are pretty cool. It was a thing that broke through the ice on us.
Yes, it's like it has its own identity that it's so far and like in a way different from the aesthetic of the original trilogy. It's way more. It's sleek. It's like that yellow. It's curvy. It has a completely different energy that lends, I think, more to the fantasy side. Like they are supposed to represent a monarchy. Right, like these are royal fighters in a different way than they are a more boots on the ground sort of military of all these different species. Like this represents the will of a queen, and is tied, I think, to a lot of memories of Padme, and it just feels like all of that stuff really landed for me before I really had the verbiage for them. It's also sick as hell. You tie it in with like that third act. Of what Anakin's able to do, and then the way it's reinvented with Din Djarin is really important to me. Where like it becoming sort of like the Batmobile of that character when he was in a different phase of his life, and he didn't get what he asked for. He asked for another Razor Crest, and evidently that will be fulfilled.
Maybe,
he still wants one, I assume. But that's the thing is that characters still have their wants, regardless of whether or not we think it's a regression.
The professor just emerged.
He did.
Yeah, Din Djarin and Din Grogu are a 2-car family now. That's what I think. I think he's got his weekend car, and then he's got his new family wagon.
Yes, absolutely. And that Bryce episode of doing the pod racing course in an N1 yes, it's hitting all the nostalgia beats, but it just felt like there's so much learning in that you have so beautifully covered on Force Center. You guys getting into what Peli means
Yep.
in that, and unlearning and relearning, and you can't fly her the way that you fly other ships. You have to really lean in. All that stuff really means a lot, and I think it was a sort of a crystallization that Bryce Dallas Howard being sort of like a young girl when those movies were being made, then reintroducing it sort of felt like an ending of sort of like the prequel kid arc. It felt like the prequel kids were fully grown when that ship was a nostalgia play. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Absolutely know what you mean. Absolutely know what you mean. And yeah, and Jay Seed saying something that's true for me. The N1 Lego set is great. One of the few I grabbed in the last few years. The N1 Starship, which I still have built, is the first Star Wars Lego set that I purchased back in 99, 2000. Once again, proving that even though I was saying, I don't know about that Phantom Menace, I was sopping up all the toys. I was buying all the things I could. Great answer. Yeah, it's a great design. Doug Chang should always get flowers for the design or being part of the leader of the design team. The hot rod angle of it here, which was brought up in chat. And I'm with you, man. I think that Book of Boba Fett Mando heavy episode, which had no controversy to it at all, is a beautiful episode. Tale of two mothers, tale of change, tale of growth, but also what a time to have a Jon Favreau-led show. The dude that stood up on a panel, sat down on a panel in Chicago and said, I don't care much for the prequels, but Dave's working on me. To have that ship featured in a show that he was central to is a beautiful, beautiful journey.
Absolutely. Great stuff. But yeah, by the way, everybody, to clarify, to Ken's earlier point, totally joking about claiming the N1. I want to hear the N1 talked about like 20 different times. This gets everybody so excited. This ship unifies people. And the 2 seconds that you can see them in the Battle of Exegol are two of my favorite seconds in the movie. Amazing stuff. Amazing moment.
It's not a Navy, sir. It's just prequel kids with N1 starfighters. Love it. Great answer. What's on? We'll let you go, but what's on your hot dog?
Ketchup and mustard. Much
Simple.
To the dismay of Barack Obama, who says Barack Obama is on record recently saying that you should give up ketchup after the age of 8, and I just so strongly disagree with him.
I mean, it's got sugar. It's got mustard has less sugar. Okay. Okay. I like the simple dog approach. I like the simple dog approach.
But like people that are like, oh, cheese, onions, whatever. It's like you're doing too much in my
cheese and onions. I do like an over condimented dog sometimes, but it's too much. It's a hat on a hat sometimes with hot dogs. Yes. Dodger dogs. I go to Dodger game. I put nothing on it. Just a big old piece of meat and some buns, and I put it in my mouth. Clip that out. Giggity. That's what I do.
Well, there it is. You guys just got a Ken Knapsack giggity right after the N1 Starfighter, and I think that's appropriate.
I think that's
and on that, I will continue eating and watch the rest of the broadcast.
There you go. All the news, everyone. Check them out with me on Anytime with Ken and Alden. We just had our show ended not too long ago, about 40 minutes ago. Love it. So what is your favorite Star Wars ship? Elias calling in here. I love the angle, Elias. How you doing? Sorry, I'm catching. I should announce. I should give you all a chance to freshen up there. Freshen up. KW got my Ruddles reference there. Elias, did you get my Ruddles reference? You get a bonus point if you do.
I apologize. I am multitasking, and you cut me off guard twice in 1 second.
Right. Okay. Cheese and onions. Cheese and onions. Ruddles reference. Elias, I want to know your favorite Star Wars ship.
Well, more importantly, I don't know if it's an American invention, but ketchup's the greatest American invention. I think that's.
So is it jazz, pro wrestling, and ketchup, or in the battle for number one thing that we've done?
You know, I gotta just put ketchup at the top, my man. It's like I'm
not debating you.
I look forward to putting ketchup on my food. Is that wrong?
No. Are you from Pittsburgh? Have you been to Pittsburgh?
No, I'm not even from America. But I'm American.
Well, swing through Pittsburgh. All those yinzers there put Heinz ketchup on everything and piss off cooks and chefs the world over with what they do.
Yeah, well, they ain't wrong.
What is your favorite Star Wars ship, my man?
Well, I had a hard time choosing between two, and I go into this thinking about what fantasy ship would I most want to live in.
Mm.
And I pretty much look at every Star Wars movie, ships, domiciles, offices. Where would I actually want to? I'm looking at
Yeah.
it like house hunters and ship
Yeah,
hunters.
no, I'm with you. Like a tiny house. You're like an RV
Right.
where you're going to go, you're going to be a camping influencer in a van.
Yeah, absolutely. Except not an influencer, the opposite.
Fair.
More of a hideouter. So that's why I'm thinking the Fondor Hallcraft,
Ooh.
Luthen Rails, Fondor Hallcraft. I mean, when that ship first did its thing with those countermeasures,
Yeah.
and I thought they were actually lightsabers coming out the side of it, but I guess they're not. But still, I was like, that thing, it's the coolest ship. And
yeah.
my second, and I'll get back to comparing them a little bit here, but my second is the Ghost.
Yeah.
And when I think about those two, they're both like, oh, this is, you could sort of live in the Fondor, I guess. The Ghost you could definitely live in.
Yeah.
But they're both like ready for anything. And
Fondor
Hallcraft, it's got a hard edge, right? It's kind of like a serious dude. And then
the ship is like dogs represent or reflect their owners. The ship reflect their owners indeed. The Fondor is an intense ship.
It is. It doesn't exude a lot of warmth, but it's pretty damn cool. But then the Ghost is totally like, it's like the mothership, literally. It's piloted and owned by the woman who's a badass and a mother figure. And you got the customized living quarters.
Yep. Like that sleeps 4 or 5, right? It sleeps the whole family.
It's the winner, I think. If I had to pick out of those two, I'm going to pick the Ghost. I want to be a part of it. I want to be in that family and fly around and have adventures. It's just, it's my favorite. So
I think this is a great choice. No, I love these. I love the fun and what both of these show me. Even though we are 10 years on with Rebels, and it already feels like a classic part of Star Wars. It was brand new. It was brand spanking new. The show, the characters, and the ships, and I felt very comforted in a way that the Ghost shows up. It's kind of another Corellian kind of freighter class, but it immediately felt like it was Star Wars, which is a weird it's hard. I feel bad sometimes for Star Wars creators, whether writers, directors, producers, designers, of like, it's like Star Wars or it's Star Wars is a moving target, but the Ghost felt right. And then the Fondor thing felt right. In a show, especially season 1 of Andor, which gets lauded for not being as Star Warsy as other things, whether you like that or not, that's the truth about the season. The Fondor, especially its countermeasures, and remember the theories of is Luthen Rail a Jedi? His ship has lightsabers. It just felt at home, and is a testament to cool Star Wars ships are definitely part of the reason we keep showing up here.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for letting me chime in. Appreciate it.
I love it, Elias. Thank you. Go have some ketchup, okay, my friend?
See ya.
A good steak fry. Dip it into some ketchup. I'm right there with you. All right, let's take a call here. All right. We're going to do another driver. Detective McCarcel, this is how you do it. You call in from Canada in the snow. Adam Knight on the show. 10-2, buddy. 10-2. How are you doing? All right, let me see those hands.
I'm trying not to cut off my pretty face, Ken. I'm sorry. So I'm trying to give you a little bit of, POV of what it looks like if you're like my steering wheel right now. So it's not a great look. It's an upshot of my nostrils, but I'm trying not to get any moving violations here as I sit at a red light in the snow.
That's all right. So our buddy Adam, by the way, check out Adam's YouTube channel. He just launched it.
Thank you.
Outlaw Radio with Adam Knight. He shares a lot of wisdom from both learned experiences, failures, and successes, both in and out of the pro wrestling ring. Highly recommend Adam's YouTube channel. So do me a ForceCenter favor, folks. Go hit on his name and apply there. All right, quickly before you get pulled over by some Canadian mounting on a moose, what is your favorite Star Wars ship?
They're more like tauntauns, really, in the weather we're dealing with right now here in the middle of Canada. But like two things. Obviously, the one that I actually think is my favorite, but we have to get it out of the way because the answer is the answer. How many times have we talked about this, Ken? It's the Falcon. Millennium Falcon is number one. It's the thing that made me cry when the garbage will do. It's the thing that every time we come back to it, I feel like home. It's the thing that I've got an old Kenner replica, not a replica, an original Kenner that's falling apart that I played with all the heck is in my basement right now and is available for anybody who wants it on eBay. But it's home. However, if we're being truly true, Ken, it's the speeder bike.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's the speeder bike. All those years spent as a younger fella who had a bike, riding through, the forested trails near my parents' house when I was a kid, trying to whip in and out, trying to avoid all of the scout troopers that are hauling ass behind me. I tell you, man, endless joy pretending I was driving a speeder bike when I was, of an HP riding the BMX at reckless speeds. I tell you.
Absolutely. I'm right there with you. I've told the story years ago, but it may be for newer Force Center listeners. Like I used to have 2 palm trees in my backyard, tiny palm trees that for whatever reason, like they were angled and I could mount them. And that I had a bike, but the palm tree was my speeder bike and it allowed me to fall off of it. I could be Luke, I could be a biker scout, like. And this is part of what we're talking about. No matter what, what era you are, or what brings us to the playground first is often what we love, and that's why it's valuable to have those kind of ships.
That's the answer, my brother.
All right.
All right. You guys have a great day today. Happy to be here at ForceCenter Live, and again, I don't think Jen was wrong with like this Coruscant talk season.
No, Coruscant Space Taxi, absolutely good. What is the? I'm looking. I want to make sure. I was going to try to drop the link, but you got a couple channels now. What's the actual channel you're working on that you just launched?
Outlaw Radio is one of the sub channels under my YouTube. My YouTube channel is just Nightfall Productions. That's just what it is. If you look up that's me. That's the one I'm running under.
Okay, I'm going to drop that link in chat. I'd love if anyone out there in Force Center land could do me a solid to help my buddy Adam out as he builds a new channel. Scary Endeavor, and he's got some good stuff going over there. Drop the link in chat. Thanks, Adam. All right, 10 and 2. Don't hit a moose. Bye, buddy.
Have a great day, guys.
Super Chat's coming in. I'm going to catch up. And then we got Jacob. We got Brennan calling in. If you want to call in, become a Patreon supporter at patreon.com/ForceCenter. Call in. I want to hear your favorite Star Wars ships here. But thank you for the Super Chats. Detective McCarsell. Studying for my last final, so I can't call. I said it a long time ago, but for me, it's the ARC 170. Bought the Lego set at the Lego store at Disney World. Yeah, ARC 170. Revenge of the Sith was the most time we spent with it, right? Is that its debut? My Star Wars trivia days are behind me. Love it. Love the design. And it went from, that's kind of an early X-Wing kind of vibe to it's very much its own thing. Drew Tisher right there with a super sticker. Thank you so much for that. CJ Carino checking in. Thank you, CJ, for generous super chat. Luke in the X-Wing and Snow Speeders. It's the reason I spent most of my life making my Rebel pilot outfit. When I costume, I'm in the Rogue Leader in Red 5. Yeah, and I've been obsessed with the T-47 speeders my whole life too. And the X-Wings, same with like the Millennium Falcon. It is the answer. And if you want to call in and talk about the X-Wings, if you want to call in and talk about the Millennium Falcon, that is definitely something to celebrate here because they're classic for a reason. I think the X-Wing is the benchmark for a lot of sci-fi ships and snub fighters and Battlestar Galactica. I think Battlestar Galactica has a great design with their ships for all the characters there that they're flying on against the Cylons, but the X-Wing is a classic, so I love that, CJ. And same, Lightspeed Bear. I got that one wrong. Lightspeed Bear. Thanks for the super chat. Black X-Wing. Need I say more? Talking about Poe Damerons. Yeah, absolutely. Obsessed with that as well. No question day from Drew Tisher. Just a fan of the show, Ken, Jennifer, and Joseph. Thank you again for contributing there as well. Appreciate that. Scotty Jarrett just subbed. All right, good. Finally, Scotty subs to Force Center. He's been ducking us for a long time. Oh, Adam's channel. Okay, great. All right, let's take a call here from Jacob, and then we got Brennan. You can call in after them as well. Camera ready. We got faces today. I love it. How you doing, Jacob? Thanks for calling in again.
I'm doing great, Ken. How are you?
I'm having a great Friday, hanging out, talking Star Wars ships. Like this is kind of what I did in 1983, and here I am doing it again, and I love it.
All right. Well, my real answer for favorite ship is unfortunately the N1, which Alden already took. I know he said
Alden stole
anyone
it.
else can talk about it, but
Yeah.
I mean,
well, what do you like about? What do you like about the N1? What drew you to it?
Well, so I'm a Phantom Menace baby. I was born literally the same week it came out. If you want to
Wow, you were born under the Phantom Menace sign?
Yes.
Wow.
So I've always had an affinity for the N1. No, but the answer I want to actually give here is the very first Star Wars ship. That's the Tantive 4.
Ooh, yes. Okay, that counts. Love it. It's kind of a lovable hunk of junk when you first see it faced off against the Imperial Star Destroyer. What drew you to it?
Well, that opening shot. I mean, you see it come across, and it is kind of. I mean, you like to talk about the rebellion being the sort of organic, and then you see the Star Destroyer come across, and it's way bigger and way more sleek, and you realize what the rebels are up against. That opening just scene is terrific. It's a great introduction to the franchise in general.
I agree, and the setting of so many memorable moments, and whether if you grew up with that or not, whether if you're in the theater in '77 or not, that moment is iconic for many reasons. And I think the first is introducing what we thought was at the time in '77, like, oh, look at this big ship. And then the oppressive wedge of the Empire flies over all of us. I love it coming back. I love when it's in other versions of it, whether it's Bail Organa's slightly different version that they later clarified in Revenge of the Sith. Though I do think it originally, I can't help but think that was supposed to be the same ship, but then some other things happened. But even up to Rise of Skywalker, rest in peace, Nine Numb. I just love that ship. It represents Star Wars outside of the films as much as inside the films for me.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's funny that you called it a hunk of junk because if you know the behind the scenes lore where that was going to be the Falcon before they settled on the design that they ended up going with.
Yeah. It's just perfect. It's a beautiful mess, right? It's not quite a kit bashed ship, or we have a whole series of Star Wars ships that are like that. I think Alex Damon did a great video on all those kind of ugly ships they got out there. But it is just such the Rebel Alliance. But it's sleek in its own beautiful way. I absolutely think it's got its own inherent beauty, and I love the design.
Yeah, absolutely. And just to throw another shout out to another hunk of junk that I know you have a great love for, the Y-Wing as well.
Workhorse of the Rebel fleet. I'm hoping someone calls in and we can just crush on the Y-Wing even more, but I appreciate you mentioned it. Same thing. Same kind of like, it's the Chrysler LeBaron of the Star Wars galaxy. It's big, it's bulky, but it's beautiful in its own way.
Right.
Did you have?
Being a child of the Clone Wars, seeing those come back and seeing the sort of more sleek, more new version of the Y-Wing in that show was a real treat.
Quick follow-up to you as a prequel kid, and you're coming to them even probably a little bit later. If you're born the week of Phantom Menace's release, you're not watching them until a little bit later. Did you spend time with the prequel ships first, or did you get to, was OT introduced to you? How did you fall in love with Star Wars? Because I'm curious about the difference of ships from those two sequels or prequels or trilogies. What are they called?
It's hard to remember because, going so far back, and my parents were Star Wars fans, so it's just sort of always been in my life.
All there.
But I unfortunately, found YouTube also at an early age. So I was in the sort of angsty about the prequels age, and then I've come all the way full circle on it.
Nice.
But
nice.
Yeah.
Love that. Absolutely appreciate you sharing all those answers there. And yeah, N1 Starfighter, still sleek, still cool. Glad you love it. All right. Jacob calling in. Appreciate that. Catching up with chat too. If you got a ship in chat you want to celebrate. We did this last week. I Hadja. Close. The Fire Spray 31 class patrol ships as adopted by the Fett family. Love those bad babies of ships. Yeah. That is one of those Star Wars ships that is just timeless, was celebrated in the playgrounds, but also was so kind of weird and misshapen, and then the rotating cockpit. Like I still am grateful that the Mandalorian kind of finally took us inside Boba Fett's ship as it switched around, and kind of spent a lot of time in my youth wondering how this actually works. And then the prequels didn't even confuse me even more on how it worked. The ship would make you sick, says Will Dixon. I agree with that. Got the name. Hacha. I love it. We're getting there. Will Dixon says the Falcon at Galaxy's Edge nearly killed you because of the dizziness. Yeah, I'm one of those reasons. I think over at Harry Potter Land and Universal, I once rode the main ride there in the castle, and I quite, not even joking, thought I was having a stroke or seizure. So I had the 3D in that destroyed me. So sometimes that's right. All right. Calls keep rolling on here. If you guys want to call in, become a Patreon supporter at patreon.com/ForceCenter. The link is up. I want to hear your favorite ship. We got some in chat here, and we're here for a little bit more. So call in, help the show. Right now, though, he's the host of Page Turners They Were Not, another Star Wars podcast out there, and a regular contributor in our fandom here at Force Center. Force Center friend Brennan Marr checking in. Brennan with the Last Jedi poster behind you. How you doing?
Doing good. Well, I mean, my favorite shit is Dedra and Cyril. That's not the kind of shit you're looking for.
You know, I was going to say I even kind of accept those kind of ships today.
You're looking for.
Yeah, I should have been more clear in my thumbnail title, but I think you're right about that too.
But to be fair, I did a show 3 years ago when season 1 came out.
Yeah,
and I had predicted a ship between those two characters.
Yes, good.
It all came true, and now I feel dirty.
Yeah, well, they found love. It's all we can hope for.
My favorite ship, Elias beat me to it. It's the Ghost.
Yeah, okay, love it. I think we should celebrate the Ghost indeed.
Ghost is like the family motorhome.
It is. I think Alan Smithy in chat mentioned the Spaceballs motorhome as well. But what drew you to the ship from the get go? Why do you love the Ghost?
I think I'd feel safe on the ship because Hera is like the ultimate mom.
Yeah, it's home. It's family.
That sense of she knows what she's doing.
Yep.
She's running a tight ship. You got your customized quarters.
Yeah, you got.
There's actually a lot of room on that ship. There really is.
It's one of those from the outside it looks smaller than it is on the inside, and maybe they fudge a little bit, but I love it. I love the space. You got roommates. You got a docking bay. You got a separate ship. Phantom. Yeah, absolutely love that.
Yeah, I just love it because it just feels like that family house.
Yeah, and that being central to Rebels and the family aspect of it, I think it's the perfect ship, and it's just got it's as much as we love the Falcon, but the Falcon is intentionally messy in its design in a weird way. Got the cockpit off to the side. Is that even functional? Who knows? But the Ghost just being sleek, everything kind of set up down the middle. I love that.
I liked that. I might be biased because Rebels is my favorite Star Wars show.
Right.
Live action or animated. I like it better than Andor. I said it.
You said it. You stand by it. Yes.
Yeah. That's what I got.
That's what you got? The Ghost. Anything, any other ships? You got anything from the OT that you've been drawn to over the years?
Well, I mean, I know it's a bad guy ship, but there's just something about the Star Destroyer design.
Yeah. No, it's...
But particularly the Super Star Destroyer.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. No, I think the capital ships are sometimes maybe even a different conversation, but I think they're valid today for any answers that anyone wants to use them for. But the Super Star Destroyer itself, I still can take myself back to being a child and seeing that on VHS for the first time and just being intimidated, frightened, but also awed by it.
Yeah.
And I think it's great. Braden, I appreciate that, buddy. Any new episodes of Page Turners They Were Not on the way?
Well, I just did one about the video game announcements.
Oh, perfect. All right. Are you excited for them?
Oh, yes. And I know that next week I'll be talking about the Force Awakens 10th anniversary.
Love that. I love that. Check it out. Page Turners They Were Not is Brendan's channel. Thank you, Brendan, for calling in today, buddy.
You're welcome.
All right. Yeah, a little housekeeping for us, too. Next week, we'll be live on Monday. We'll dive in a little bit more into Star Wars news, on the video game announcements and anything else that happens. And we'll probably do a Star Wars Ranked or something. But next Thursday, I think it is. Let me check the calendar here. Yes. So on Thursday, the 18th, we are going to re-release the Force Center review of The Force Awakens as recorded and released in 2015. Old mics, and different setup. I think it might have been in my old apartment. Three of us hunkered around mics at a small table. I can't remember. But we are going to re-release that, and then on Monday we're gonna do a little pre-record, a little video introing the review. Though I have to sit down and maybe listen to it, and that is that's going to be a little painful. But look for that next Thursday there. As Will Nick Dixon says, great Plagueis' staff. Oh, re-release. Great answers in chat. Phone lines are wide open, everybody, folks. So I'm here for a couple more minutes. Do you want to call in? Patreon supporters, get in here, hit that link in Patreon, call on the show, and come hang out and share your favorite Star Wars ship. Alan Smithy is right. Hondo is the only Star Wars character who flies like an actual UFO-style saucer, and I do love that ship, too. Sean checking in. Quite enjoy different TIE variants, which caused JMB Vulcan Nerd to say TIE Interceptor is the best. And Obi-Wan Jacoby kind of agrees with that as well there. Well, he does not kind of. He agrees with it. Interceptor is my favorite TIE variant. I'm kind of in that as well. I think it has something to do with seeing Return of the Jedi in the theater first, at least in terms of what I remembered, and spending time in that film and the toys and the trading cards and stickers. I had like a TIE Interceptor sticker. And as a kid, you just kind of focus on it. That's why I'm a Y-Wing fan, as people might know. That was the toy I got. I didn't choose the Y-Wing. The Y-Wing chose me. And I love the TIE Interceptor. And then kind of when you go back to A New Hope or Empire Strikes Back, it's almost like the regular TIEs to a kid, I was 7 or 8, were kind of almost boring. Like, I like the new sleek one. It's got a little bit more of the bent wings like Vader's ship. It's got the cutouts so pilots can actually see to the side, like, and then learn later on some of the stats about the TIE Interceptor. I was one of those obsessed with the TIE Interceptor as well. And I tried flying it every time there's a Star Wars Squadrons or anything like that, any game like that. I will go to the Interceptor first, but often it is not the one that is easiest to fly. A little too fast for this old man. A little too fast. Ihacha back saying I really like Soul Ship and the Acolyte. Yes, it's a Poland 717 or Jedi GX8. Absolutely. If you were to, if Joseph was here, we'd be talking about the Jedi Starfighters for both Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith. And I think those are beautiful Star Wars ships as well. Jeannie from Tahini says the Nubian Cruiser, maybe, if we're armed, I think would be my favorite. All of Padme's ships, all the Nubian ships, work. The design, what they're set out to do, the royalty of them. I think I'd spend some time on that ship as well. All right. We've got another caller lined up. If you want to call behind this caller, get in here, everybody, and call in if you're a Patreon supporter. We got our call here from the man, one half of the Bombad podcast.
Wow.
Yeah.
The better half.
Well, oh, yeah. Look, I don't even remember Jerry the Cannon Junkie's name. I barely remember. It's with a J, right?
He's AI. He's part of the Disney AI.
Oh,
so
Bob Iger signed his rights away to Sora. I love it. Okay. Oh, the things I'm going to make Jerry do. Oh, you're going to make you blush, Scotty.
Eat the hot dog that was placed down by Alden. So, no, I got to tell you my favorite ship, man. I was this is total prequel kid right here, but I'll mention just 3 simple ones: the Lucre Hulk, Federate Trade Federation one. All-time favorite. The movie opens up on it. That whole scene of it flying in is just so incredibly beautiful. I just never forget seeing that, even when it came back to theaters, 2 years ago. No, was that 2 years ago? Yeah, 2 years ago.
Yep.
And it was just tremendous because it looks so real, That was a special one. And of course, honorable mention in the Phantom Menace itself is the bongo. So being able to bongo, I mean, it's a ship. I love it. That's a great choice. submersive ship, you know. But yeah, those are my two choices, man. I love it. I love what they mean, you know. The new era of Star Wars is here.
Yeah. I want to go to the Trade Federation ship there. It is a wonderful design. As Joseph has pointed out so beautifully in the past, a lot of the designs in Phantom Menace, a lot of the shots involve circles, globes, round things, connection, symbiotic circles, if you will. But you got the Trade Federation's got this. It's broken. Their little thing's broken, by the way. But I want to go back to 99. I want to go back to youthful Scotty. Not that you're grizzled now, but youthful Scotty. You're sitting in there. You're watching this new Star Wars film. You're falling in love with this franchise, and you choose the bad guy's ship. Take me through that math. I want to go.
Well, here I am. You know, I get this is the Micro Machine version, I believe, or whatever the die-cast metal version it had. This was the bathtub toy, Ken, for us 90 babies. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and it was metal. It didn't rust. It I guess it just withstood water really well. But this was the bathtub toy, and so was the So was the what's it called? I didn't have the bongo. I did not have the Oda bongo, but I did have the fish. Not the cold quall fish. You know what I mean. But that was the bath time toy. So like every night I would always look forward to playing with the Lucre Hulk and my Pod Racer, the Pod Racer Micro Machines as well. Those were also the bathtub toys. Okay. So
this is great. This is a great journey. This is why I tune into Bomb Podcast. When you're in the bathtub, I don't need the details, but what scene you're acting out with the Trade Federation ship? What is young Scotty with Bubbles doing with that ship? Like what scene are you doing?
I'm doing the scene that we don't see in the movie, which is when all the ships arrive and they're doing the block. I'll do the political part. So I'm 5 years old doing the political part, all in the bathtub. Everybody. Yes. And it's just the bubbles are like metaphorical, you know. It's all very deep, but But really, if I were to get realistic with it, there is something really pleasing about it's like the Colorado flag. You know what I mean? Like it's like
exactly what I thought. Yeah,
it's and this toy. And if anyone watching live, you can take the actual Republic ship and place it inside there. But the other thing, this is the thing that most people forget about when Anakin flies through it, right? That's where my brain went as a kid. Really, like genuinely, it's like how cool would it be to fly through this ship, blow it up and fly back out. And as a kid, I would do the scene where the droids would blow up from behind, the classic shot from the trailer.
It's in the trailer.
Yes. So I would do that on my couch in like the little, like the kids' room that we had at our house. So like that would be what I reenacted. So I really think it was just like, this was a really awesome set piece for imagination. Right. And the shape of it's funny. It's got a little bit of a Death Star thing going on. And then of course, Attack of the Clones, like, just built on it even more. Attack of the Clones, like, oh, these things are actually 2 parts, and it floats up, and so
I love that. So and when the one crashes back down, and they shoot it, and it's some of my favorite stuff. It's George going like, man, I didn't really get to do that Vietnam movie I wanted, and Jedi was kind of that, but I get to do a big battle picture. I love all the stuff they shot in that there. Fantastic stuff, Scotty.
One honorable mention for OT Ken, TIE Bomber from Empire Strikes Back. That was a really cool one. Look at that.
You got it right there. Look at that. I was looking at the camera. It's so bulky and like not functional. It's an ugly ship in a way, but I was obsessed with it as a kid too. Probably because, again, like nothing against the original TIE design. Yeah. But by the time I am getting seeped in Star Wars toys and memorabilia, like I got the TIE Interceptor, and then I got the TIE Bomber, and then you got the base level model, like the factory model. Like I want the add-ons. I want the six disc changer in mine, and that one doesn't have it. Love it. So let me final thing here. I'll let you go. I'm glad to see you in your new studio there drinking a Fresca. That you're not at. I didn't get you at work.
No.
So at what point were your parents concerned that 5-year-old Scotty in the bathtub was acting out the blockade of trade routes to starve out an entire people? Like, were they concerned at all? Did you tell them?
I think a little bit. I was doing it all in the voice of Jar Jar. So I'm speaking backwards and squeaky and naked, and bubbles are everywhere. And, you've got Qui-Gon in there with me. So like it's very, it goes deeper. You know what I mean? Like there's something psychologically there. Like bath, yeah. Like you remember bath time? Bath time was pretty awesome, right?
Bath time, okay, I remember bath time.
Pretty
Yeah,
sick,
you know.
yeah.
Unfortunately, I grew up in a different era where I had different kind of like Tonka toys and Fisher Price in my bathtub. I didn't have a Colo clawfish to take my bath through the planet core.
No one else.
Yeah.
Do you remember? I have them somewhere in my closet. But do you remember they had that really weird Phantom Menace toy where you would like put it in hot water? It would make goo. It would like make like a green ooze. You used to take a fake little knife and you cut it open, and then you would take the Naboo creatures out of it. Yeah, that was also a big one. I didn't put the bathtub with me, obviously. However, I did the toys that you then sliced out of it. It was like the shock. Like it's all those kind of creatures, and those would be bath time because they didn't have any like they weren't porous. You know, they were just like. Pieces of rubber, you know?
Yeah, I vaguely know what you're talking about, which is great, because for a second I thought you were talking about some sort of sexual awakening, and that was going to be a different Force Center After Dark. You know, but no, I have stories too from Return of the Jedi. But yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, you could kind of make them. Did you put them in ovens, or did you just... No,
you just put them in hot water and they would expand. I have one still sealed in the box. It might
I don't doubt that. I don't doubt that, Scotty. I don't doubt that.
Thank you, Ken. I appreciate you, man.
I appreciate you. Thank you, and thank you for reminding me about Star Wars Fortnite. We'll see you.
See you there, man.
There you go. Scotty and Jerry over the Bombad Cast. If you haven't followed them, give them a follow. They have their own unique brand of Star Wars discussion that is just an absolute joy. As you can see there, Star Wars bath time. We got to it there. A few more minutes left in the show, so call on in here. We got Sean lined up here in a second, but I want to get caught up on some of the comments. David Mackay, Channel 19, checking in the old Radiant 7. I mentioned it in reference to something Scotty said, but I love that ship. One of the first things we see, even though in 1999 I was unsure of the opening sequence of the Phantom Menace. Which I've discussed on the show in the past, but looking back now, love the designs, love everything, and I do love the Trade Federation ship too, even though I'm not rooting against them. We've got OR 16 or OR Year 16 said, I always loved the Superstar Destroyer. My grandma's basement became a portion of a Superstar Destroyer while I buzzed around my Micro Machine starfighters. Ooh, love that. I love turning things that are not toys into like the settings of the toys. Every year around Christmas, the Christmas tree in our house became a secret base for Cobra that G.I. Joe had to infiltrate. It was some of my best playtimes, to be honest. Some of my best work as a kid. Obi-Wan Jacoby saying Darth Maul's Scimitar. Another great ship there as well. Let's get Sean on the show here. He is camera ready to go. Sean, thank you for calling in. I love your Yosemite hoodie, one of my favorite places on Earth. Though I haven't been in a while. When's the last time you've been to Yosemite?
I was there with family 2.5 years ago.
Man, love it. My last time,
summer of 23, I think.
Okay,
if I'm getting that right. But
last time for me was 1994. Sad to say, but I used to go about every year with my family. So I got to get back.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean,
take me to it.
Loved it.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm gonna go to Attack the Clones here.
Okay.
Kind of. And I guess maybe just Clone Wars prequel era as a whole, but I'll start with the Republic gunship.
Nice. Yes, kick around
formal name. I'm forgetting. Is it the LAAT?
The LAT, yeah, low altitude attack armored. I know I missed that in a Shmoda.
Yeah.
The second A, I missed it, and so I've never got it right.
Armored something, aerial, whatever's in there. But yeah, I mean. When they're introduced right in the arena and coming in, we're seeing all the clones. We got Yoda on one, right? Just everything about it. The touches of red on the outside. I don't know. I specifically love when we got Obi-Wan and Anakin holding on to the straps above when they're in it. They're chasing Dooku. Everything about that whole sequence. I mean,
go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. No,
I'm just saying they're very militaristic, and I mean that in a good way. Like it's very much of an army. And though the older you get, you don't want to celebrate war or the tools of war and all those kind of realities that kind of seep into your brain. As a kid, there is something to like. For me, it was like, oh, these are kind of like Vietnam helicopters, like and again going to how Lucas shot that battle. So while not celebrating the war in Vietnam as a kid, and even as a young adult, for me with Attack of the Clones and everything, it had that vibe. And like one of my favorite movies is Memphis Belle. And I've always wanted like a Star Wars story in a bomber. That's I think why I like the bombers in Last Jedi. Give me a whole series on that. And I know they had the little book that Jason Fry wrote. So, anyways, continue. I hijacked you there a little bit.
Oh no, I'm just trying to like, I don't know, think of other reasons why I love it. The sound effects are great.
Yeah,
I do particularly love the bubble that they put the clones in to shoot the ray gun or whatever you got there. But yeah, that whole sequence is pretty fantastic coming at the end of Attack of the Clones there.
It is. Obi-Wan Jacoby asks me, but also both of us, have you seen the edits of the lat scenes with Fortunate Son playing over it? I have not, but I'm going to look for that.
Probably at one point or other. I mean, it sounds familiar. Just being on the internet
if you're going to
time.
make a Vietnam movie, you need Fortunate Son and a good Hendrix tune, and then you got a Vietnam movie. So check that out.
A nice teaser. Before I get out of here, I just want to give a shout out to the just the Republic cruisers of the Clone Wars era too.
Love it.
I mean, I love the Star Destroyers as a whole, but I think this is, for me at least, like a slight step up on like a cruiser ship. Yeah, I don't know. Very sleek, very cool.
And also because, I don't know, the actions that they took were nicer. I think I can celebrate them a little bit better.
Yeah.
Even though they might have became that, but back then I can celebrate.
I mean, just in the prequels too, we got maybe a little bit more of them in action. Clone Wars as well, obviously, but.
Love that.
Yeah.
Great answer. People are celebrating it. Obi-Wan Jacoby is a great pick in the lat because it also has its location of one of the best lines of Yoda speak ever around the survivors of Perimeter Create. Serenity Jane said, I like the lat with Plos Bros. That's right. Good place to have your clone team with you there. Sean, thanks for your answers, buddy.
Thanks, Ken. Appreciate it.
All right, a couple more minutes here, and we got a caller lined up, a long-time listener, I think a first-time caller. I'm excited about that. Hodge just said as well, the Gungan Bongo submarine for that aquatic ship vibe. I love everything about Oda Gunga, everything about their ships, the kind of ethereal sci-fi 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea vibe with the Gungans and their culture. I love that and celebrate it more and more. So happy to do that. All right, caller in, camera ready, and here he is, Douglas Dubois. Check it in, my friend. How are you, Douglas?
I cannot hear you for some reason.
You can't hear me. Okay. Check your own settings. I'm going to see. Well, I mean, you're not hearing me, so I'll see if I can change anything on my end. Nope.
Can you hear us?
I can hear you.
No.
Caller, we can hear you.
No, I still can't hear you.
I'm gonna private chat here.
I'll jump back out.
Gotcha. All right, he's gonna jump back in, fix those settings. It happens. We're live. There's always a bigger ship, says Ahaja. Will Dixon says you can revisit the Bongo in the new crop of Young Jedi Adventure episodes. Love that. I should catch up. I think I watched the first batch of Young Jedi Adventures. Loved it. Love the goal. Love what it's trying to do. And then, just life takes you away from things. I'm going to catch up with that. That'd be good lunchtime viewing. I'd love to spend some more time in a Bongo. Who wouldn't love spending more time in a Bongo? A few more minutes here. If you want to call in like Douglas, he's going to get back in here, fix his settings. If any of you too, if you're calling into StreamYard and things aren't working, go sometimes to your global settings, your actual computer settings, not just the StreamYard settings, but maybe also check those as well. Your input might be messed up there. We got completely forgot about the Lambda class Imperial shuttle. Yeah, the shuttle Tidarium, still one of my favorites. The elegance, the beauty, the mystery. Even though it's just a transport, it's just a van, it's just a production van taking the crew to set, but it's beautiful as well. Any more comments here? Catching up with that. Chris Ryan's from Broaxium checking in. This is again the TIE Interceptor and a good old land speeder. Yeah, I think there's some simple beauty to specifically Luke Skywalker's land speeder, but also just land speeders in general. I love when one pops up. I do love when, we visit different planets and someone's got like this sensible, it's the Honda Civic of the Star Wars world. But for Luke, it created a lot of wonder for me as a youngster. It was also one of the things that I was kind of obsessed with in terms of movie making magic, how they made it float, and then seeing some behind the scenes stuff. And I know it in the early versions, it didn't look that great on screen. It's since been cleaned up. I think obviously in the re-release that's going to come out in 2027, it'll be wonderfully remastered. So you won't have any trepidation of seeing it on the screen. But I love everything about the time we spent in it. And as a kid, for me, watching Luke, R2, and 3PO in A New Hope and picking them up on Tatooine and just the adventures continue, I'd almost get, even as a youngster at the end of New Hope, get wistful for the days spent in the simple land speeder. So I have a special affinity for that. All right, so Douglas says it's settings. He thinks he's got it working, but it's not working. So apologize, Douglas, that it's not working. But he did want to share the weird Nebulan B design. Yeah, that is a great design. Someone said the Asajj Venture ship earlier. Let me see if I can bring up that Nebulan B, the frigate. For those like me who sometimes forget the classes, that of course is the medical frigate that gets blown up in Return of the Jedi. That haunted my dreams. I was always felt so bad for the people. I was like, there's just a bunch of rebel doctors on that ship, and they're going to get blown up there. It broke my heart that they paid the price. Serenity Jane saying the kids' bikes and Skeleton Crew are cool. Love that. Ihasha coming back in with Akbar's Home One. Absolutely. Love Home One. Love the profundity. And then love the Raddus. Named after, of course, everyone's favorite admiral from Mount Calamari. Mount Calamari leader there. Again, capital ships could be a separate conversation, but it all counts today. Love those as well. Love Home One. Again, Home. I keep describing things as beautifully ugly. Home One always seemed like as a kid, always seemed like a flying dill pickle. But as a fan of pickles, I was okay with that. So there we go. Oliver asked the question here, is Kylo's shuttle cooler than Lambda-class ships' thoughts? I think in a way. I think it's obviously inspired by it. And I think he took something that was... a workaday ship. Again, the Lambda-class shuttles are transports, right? You got a different kind of version, but similar vibe with Krennic. But I like that Kylo kind of turned it into, he wanted to be, as we know, something that he wasn't. But he turned that kind of vibe and design into a bit of a warship there as well. So I can get behind that. Igor the Mad checking in here. Igor the Mad says favorite quote home ship is the Ghost easily, but for starfighters, Mando's N1 is Peak Hot Rod. I'm all excited for the Razor Crest 2.0. I'm excited for the Razor Crest 2.0 as well. Someone said it earlier in chat. I should have favored it, but yeah, the day that the Razor Crest died, you could turn that into an oldies Don McLean story song. The day the Razor Crest died, it caught a lot of us off guard. I had just got the Razor Crest Lego set. I think Joseph had just ordered or contributed or received the Razor Crest from the Hasbro campaign, and then it got taken away in a very final way. A lot of finality to that moment, but it gives us the N1. But again, I think Din's going to be a 2-car guy. That's my prediction, and I think that it was hard for him and Grogu to live the life on the road in that N1. So I think the idea that he found maybe Zeb helps him find a new Razor Crest, like the same model at an estate sale or something. I think it'll be good. Vulcan Nerd agrees. Mon Calamari ships are super nice there. All right, we're rounding up here. I think we're at the end here. We did an hour. I appreciate the calls. So the episode was Corey's right. The episode was a roller coaster of emotions. Thank you all for listening here. Like I said, next week we'll be talking more about the Star Wars video game news on the live show Monday afternoon, 12 Pacific. Check out our new show then. And then we on Thursday going to be re-releasing our Force Awakens review from 2015 with a little commentary before. Hey, if you're local, do me a big favor, huh? If you're local, You're hanging around Los Angeles, SoCal. You want to come see a comedy show? Please come on out to Flappers Comedy Club December 19th, 7:30 p.m. for my Hot Burbank Nights Holiday Show edition. I'll be headlining the show with a wonderful collection of comics. Jason K, Grace Cosmeyer, who, as I've said before, you saw previously on Romance is Why We Love Star Wars, right here on ForceCenter, and Carter Parton Rogers, and, of course, our very own Joseph Scrimshaw joining me on stage as well. He's got some great things planned for you all. It's a holiday edition of Ken Napzok's Hot Burbank Nights. I would love if all of you considered coming out if you're local. Going to be a good show. It comes highly recommended from Brady, 8984M. Highly recommended. All right, that is it. We're out of here today. Thank you so much for all of you hanging out, listening, contributing, calling in, and let me just geek out over Star Wars ships. We'll see you next time here on ForceCenter.